afternoon. I'm Steve, your technical guide for your adventure in real estate, and today we're going to be taking a marketing campaign and importing it into MailChimp. Now, as a disclaimer, standardly you want to do research on the laws in your area to make sure that this is actually allowed, that you are allowed to email individuals without their permission. But we have provided the data, so let's look at how we're going to do it. First thing we're going to do is go into Podio and click on our marketing campaign. Now, Vanessa, you'll see that I'm in your marketing campaigns. Don't worry, I'm not going to actually call any of your leads. So each of these is one of the drops of leads that we've done. So we'll just take the last one and we'll drop that into MailChimp. So if you scroll down to the bottom here, you'll notice that you have a file. If you click the file, it's going to download it. I'm just going to place it on my desktop for now. And now I've downloaded the leads file. So it's ready to be imported. So the next thing I'm going to do is go over to MailChimp. In MailChimp, we want to adjust our audience. So you'll notice my audience has 37 contacts currently. If you click over here on Manage Audience, you can import contacts. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to upload a CSV file, because that's the file we just downloaded in the format that your leads come in. Or you could copy and paste from a spreadsheet, but we're just going to upload. And click Browse. Of course, I left it on the desktop. So here it is. Open the file. And then we'll continue to organize. Of course, we're going to want all of these to be subscribed. If we have existing contacts, we want them to be updated, therefore it doesn't double up in the database. An important thing to remember about MailChimp is it organizes everybody by their email address. A lot of these lines aren't going to have email addresses, only some of them do. So it probably means we're going to lose a lot of the leads. They're just not going to go into MailChimp. Only the ones that you actually can email will. Now we can create a tag. I'm going to call these cold leads just so we can keep them separate from everything else. And it's important to tag them going in so you realize these are not your other leads for your sellers or your buyers. Now we'll go to continue. To match columns to extract. Okay, so full address, property input. Basically all we're going to do here is we're just going to go through. Actually, okay, so we'll click address and we're going to go street address. And I believe this is the combined address. And then we're going to click zip code. Well, actually, that is not a combined address. A combined address apparently has everything in it. So we're just going to remove that for a second and go back and we'll put street address. Okay. Then we're going to pick zip code. This might be familiar from some of our other importing videos. First name field. Last name. I'm just going to leave this one out of it. I mean, the mailing address really doesn't matter in MailChimp. Although you could take the time to line it all up. In fact, yeah, you would not want to use. Okay. Okay, so seeing here, this is the address where the people live. So this is definitely the street address you want to use. And this is their zip code, so that's definitely what you want to use there. The second property address is the property they own, but you're not going to be contacting with that property. You're going to be contacting them wherever they live. So we'll go ahead and map city because we don't have city anywhere else. And then we'll map state. You'll notice it only lets you map these fields one time. And put their phone number in there. And of course, your leads have multiple phone numbers for everybody. So maybe you don't even want to import the phone number. But we're just going to scroll through. And then we got email address. Now here's the tricky part. You'll notice many leads have multiple email addresses. So we're just going to have to pick one. Most likely, the most common email addresses are going to be in the first column. They're less likely to have email addresses out here, so we'll get more results from picking the first email address. And we'll just scan through, and we don't need any of this other stuff. So once you've mapped out the fields that you want, which we basically took name, the address, the phone number, and then also the email address, then we just finalize the import. It's going to add 204, it says. I don't actually think it is going to add that many because not that many people have email addresses, but let's find out what happens. All right, and you click there, and now we wait for the imports to occur. And they will send you an email when the import is done. Now we come back to our audience and we'll notice that where I had 32 before or 37 before, I now have 132 contacts. So almost 100 of the people on the list had email addresses. So now they're imported in. So as before, make sure to check in with your local and state laws that this doesn't break any of them and keep everything on the up and up. But this way you've imported your leads into your MailChimp database and could theoretically shoot them an email now. I hope this has been helpful, and everybody have a great day. If you have any questions or comments, please post them on our Facebook group.